So we're here to taste wine again. Have a daily drink. There you go. A little tipple will do you. We're going to actually do a little bit of Violet Beauregard. So Violet Beauregard was actually a character in Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. The girl that chewed the bubble gum and turned into a giant blueberry. And the reason that we actually call this wine Violet Beauregard is because when this fruit is actually harvested and brought in the winery and we start fermenting, to me it smells like blueberry pie baking in the oven. It reminds me of my childhood, as my mom used to make blueberry pies. It's this lovely, fresh, vibrant, blue fruits and violets and this sort of yummy, warm, hugging, jammy characteristic to it. It's just a bright wine. And I mean, we started doing Malbec many vintages ago. It's always been planted in Australia. Everyone thinks of Malbec, they think of Argentina because that's Argentina's workhorse. That's what they're known for. We're known for Shiraz. I'm really good at pouring wine, aren't I? You think that I actually was raised, it's a good thing I wear black. Let me just wipe that off. As I traveled around through our markets all over the world, I looked at how Argentina's popped up. And they do make amazing Malbecs, don't get me wrong. But no one owns a grape variety. You know what I mean? We're known for Shiraz, that's fantastic. It's our workhorse, it's grown in most regions. That's fabulous, but there's different expressions for it. That's the big thing that Zontes is about, learning and experiencing and broadening your mind. So this is really highlighting fruit that was first planted in 1893. The Potts family settled the second oldest winery in Australia in Langhorne Creek called Bleasdale, and they planted these vines. We actually get some of the fruit from those original vineyards, plus plantings from our other vineyard that were actually grafted over after World War I. So they are, by all standards, old vines. 1893. It's now 2020 something. They're old. They're old by my standard, and I'm old. So these are old vines, and they have a story to tell. The beauty that we have with this wine, and I guess our story is, if you look at the Northern Hemisphere and a lot of the vines around the place, they've been regrafted due to phylloxera and other disease pressures. So every time you graft or uproot and replant, you're getting more of a change in that sort of genetic material. So this is older genetic material that we're looking at, a more pure, old expression of what this grape variety can have. I love it. Put it in your nose, and it smells like blueberries. It's blue fruits and violets and mulberries, and again, like Love Symbol, which we tried a little while ago. It's in that bright, fresh, vibrant, feminine expression, and that's what I want to do. It doesn't have a lot of oak to it. Oak, to me, is for baseball bats. It's there like salt and pepper. I use it in our wines to add complexity and depth. And in this wine, I try and keep that really sort of restrained character back. This is about bright, fresh, and juicy. One of the things I was always told in wines is what you smell is what you should taste. So let's taste it. Smells like blueberries. Tastes like blueberries. Looks like blueberries. Must be a blueberry. So that's where Violet Beauregard comes from. And it's just that expression of the regional characteristic of Malbec from Langhorne Creek. It's not an ownership of Malbec. It's just our expression and style. The one thing I'm really proud of is every vintage that we've produced of this wine, it's actually taken a trophy in a wine show every vintage, somewhere in the world, for expression of Malbec. And it's that purity that we really shoot for. Bright, fruit-driven, fresh, juicy, blue and red fruits. Again, this is a wine that you can serve slightly chilled. It is actually better where you've got a little bit of chill. You don't want it ice cold. Don't stick it in the freezer. And this is one of those things that you can sit back and you can have this with Asian dishes. You can have it with, I personally love it with, lamb dishes because it actually helps bring out more of that meaty characteristic. The richness of lamb is cut through with the acidity and bright vibrance of this wine. But just drink it if you want. Cheers. Thanks for having a glass with me.